Hey everybody, this is Matt Higgins with the Nighttime Podcast News Edition. Nighttime, NYTE, not your typical energy. So, I want to cover a couple articles today. First off, I read one. This is from Fort Dodge, Iowa. Unfortunately, I live in Iowa, so this kind of has a little bit to do with our lives. A new installation could save more lives in Fort Dodge. It's a safe haven baby box that allows parents to safely surrender their newborn babies. This is a quote, every 3 days there's a baby that dies or a baby that is barely alive that is found and that has to stop. That's according to Monica Kelsey. This is quoted in the KCCI news app. So a parent can anonymously drop off a newborn at the fire station using a special outside door. It's placed in a bed under a special heater. There's also a camera that dispatchers can use to see the baby. After a minute, an alarm goes off and 911 dispatch alerts the first responders that a baby has arrived. It's taken to the hospital for care and possible adoption. So, I have some thoughts about that. First off, I made a Facebook post about this a day or so ago. It's a great idea in order to save the babies that are already born. The downside, there's a lot of upsides. Once a baby is born, everything should be done to make sure it survives. That's my opinion. Now that may clash with previous statements I've made about abortion, but it doesn't really, in my mind. And if you think about it logically, I am pro-choice, which means the female gets to choose. It's in her body, it's her decision. And if she doesn't want to have the baby, then that should be the end of it. Boom, case closed, access to abortion, safe, legal, get it taken care of. Now, we can argue until we're blue in the face about at what stage should we not have an abortion based on development of the baby. I don't have the answer to that. That should be between the doctor and the patient. And who's the patient? The female, the one carrying the fucking baby inside of her body. So I believe in abortion. If the child is not wanted, there's no point in having it. And there's no real reason to force a woman to lose the autonomy of her own body just so that some religious zealot can say to God when he dies, hey, I made somebody's life miserable, but I saved a baby. I saved a fetus. So that should get me in good somewhere, right? Problem with that is, not all of us are religious, and even the ones that are religious can't seem to agree altogether on whether or not abortion should be legal or not, because they cherry pick what they want out of the Bible. Now, I don't want to get straight too far off topic here, but this baby box, it's fucking disgusting that we need to have it. But I bet folding money that if abortions were safe and legal and there was no stigma attached to them, we wouldn't need these fucking drop boxes for babies that have already been born, because we would have aborted the fetus of that unwanted child before it became a real issue. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. What does it say about our society that we can't let a female make her own decision about her own body, and that we have to force them because of some religious doctrine that you have to be mentally unstable, dare I say retarded, to believe in the first place? That some spooky father figure, I think probably Carlin covered this better than I will. You got an imaginary being living in another dimension, promising you rewards after you die. And so while you're here on Earth, where the rest of us have to deal with reality, your job is to make life fucking miserable for us, so that you can gain brownie points with the mythological being in another dimension. To me, it's a cut and dried case. Woman has the rights, it's her body, done with it. And then we wouldn't need these stupid ass drop boxes for babies. It's so fucking, it's disgusting, it's sad, it's pathetic that we should have to have this. Imagine the feeling, and I'll never know because my parents had me and they didn't put me up for adoption or abandon me, but at some point you're going to find out that, hey, your parents or your mother, whatever, if it was a dual decision or just the females, abandon you. Now, from what I hear, from the stories I read and the movies we watch, finding out that you were abandoned as a child kind of hits you pretty hard mentally. And it fucks up your attitude and your outlook on life. But, you know, if you were aborted, you know, within the first, I don't know, trimester, you'll never have to live through that. And people say, well, Matt, if how would you feel if you had been aborted? And my answer to that question is, it's a fucking retarded question. If I was aborted, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have to deal with all this horse shit and trying to explain it to the underlings why abortion should be legal and why I wouldn't care, because I never would have been born. You can't base a question off of a premise where you don't have the foreknowledge for the actions you're trying to judge. If I had been aborted, I wouldn't be here. Simple as that. I wouldn't know I wasn't here because I would never have been alive. That's what it boils down to. The fetus is not aware. It's not aware. I don't give a fuck what your religious friends say. The fetus is not aware. And to me, until you become conscious, you know, until your brain is capable of thought and reason and, you know, able to experience and file memories, I'm hard pressed to agree with you where life actually starts and where and where it should be able to be terminated. Hell, if you really think about it, there are some children that are born, you know, even after they're born, because the parents have raised them so shittily, they should probably be aborted after the fact. But that's, you know, a little hyperbole, a little joke there. So, anyway, baby drop boxes. That's where we're at. And my 2 cents is we don't need the drop boxes if we do the right thing and give women the right to abort the baby long before it's ever born. So, that's just my opinion. Send me your hate mail. My links will be in the description. Peace, love, and gossip.